two, one, live. All right, guys, welcome back to Midnight Alley.
Hello,
I
it's
don't
good to
have
be
any
here.
fun
Woohoo!
music playing right now. I got to get something going just to make me feel like I'm an actual human being. All right, so let's see.
So,
Last session, Kovanen and Zazie were dealing with Voss and Zazie were dealing with
Voss and Aaron.
Voss and Aaron. We're dealing with the baby Kovan and Vea issues. Um, Vea has returned from incarceration and is seemingly on the path to become exonerated because of testimony or, I guess, confessions by Rad, basically saying that he did all the stuff and that she had nothing to do with it or something along those lines. And now she is still, under observation and on essentially house arrest, Eberron house arrest at the Mons. And Kovanen, baby Kovanen, being the kind soul that he is, took her in and has begun to explore his infatuations with her. Voss, Kovanen Senior, actually stepped out of his normal protocol and basically said, "She is trouble. Look out for her. She's lying about shit." And young Kovanen was like, "Oh boy, um, gee, Dad, I appreciate the advice, but I'm a grown ass man and I know how to handle women. But I appreciate you trying to tell me what's up." And during that conversation, Voss actually made some considerable headway into maybe debunking a little bit of the bullshit that Vea was throwing at him. Maybe through his connection with, his son or progeny, offspring, whatever you want to call him. I don't know what to call him son because he didn't actually. Anyway, Zazie helped. Zazie did the Zazie stuff around the house, being Aaron. Zazie, what was your number one moment last session? Moving the plant around. What was it? The frog escaping from the plant that you had to capture.
No. I th- mm. I think the biggest moment for her recently wasn't last session, but the session before where she first talked to Vea one-on-one. But that answer's kind of cheating because it wasn't from last session. So,
That's okay. That's okay. But
yeah.
she's still kind of looking out for Vea. I think Vea, was it last session? No, you're right. That was the session before. Last session, I think you were just kind of scoping shit out. You helped Voss a little bit with some things, and then you guys ended up going over and meeting up with Rose. Rose had been hanging out at the museum underground, talking with, the mystery crew. Felt, Duran, and Lucky is still doing the street beat right now, trying to dig up some information to Rose's chagrin. Anyway, Rose followed up after meeting the guy from the Sons of Morning, and has been kind of kicking back and forth with the other group, trying to come up with some way to start gathering information. And they've started doing that. And I think that's really about all Rose got into last session until basically just heading home, going to sleep, and then we had a little bit of dream sequence we started.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sounds about right. Though I will correct you just a little bit. Rose isn't necessarily against like he taking a street beat. Yeah, she's gonna miss him, but at the same time, like he's
yeah, not
got his own work to do.
That's not what I was trying to say. I was just trying to say it's like, oh man, you want to see him, like you're finally back in town and he's around, and it's kind of like,
He was teasing you.
and that's not what he's
Oh
doing.
no.
But it is a tease.
Your
It's just
boyfriend
not
isn't here.
intentional.
You can't smooch on him. How sad.
Right, exactly. So you know what? I think Kovanen and Zazie were like, hey, we're gonna start off next morning. So I think that's a good place for us to start, is with you guys kind of doing your own thing. Let's roll a quick initiative here to see who wakes up first between the two of you. And Rose, where did you sleep? Did you go back to the Chalice Center or did you go to the Mons?
She slept in the Chalice Center because she has not officially removed back into the mounts.
Right. You don't want to
Just
blow
yet.
their cover. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just start with those two then.
Yeah,
Which
do you
makes
wanna
more
clear
sense.
initiative before we roll in?
Man, you're just so thoughtful. Clear. Go ahead. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't have
I think we know who's waking up first.
Yeah, Voss Vanen. You wake up.
Oh, what an unexpected surprise. Still alive. Well, he's in his room over the garage, as is normal. Wakes up, rubs his face. He's Kovanen right now. Gets up, looks at his messy head in the mirror and the bags under his eyes, shrugs. He never fixes his hair because, he's a boss again and it goes away. And he outgrew his pretty boy Kovanen many, many violent injuries ago. Alright, so he'll go over to the manse to get the day started as principal steward of the house, and to, more importantly, scope out the vibe.
All right. What time of day would you say this is right now?
I was about to ask you how early I accidentally woke up.
You rolled a 15.
He's steward of the house. He knows he has an air quotes job to do.
I would say if you rolled a nat 20, you're waking up at like 4 or 5 a.m., you know. It's probably about 8 a.m. I would say
Good enough.
the rest of the house is asleep. Of course, Lady Crow is in the kitchens. She's back to work.
Yeah, I'll stop in and greet her. Tell her that I hope her time away was enjoyable and fruitful. And give her a hand, maybe get some bowls out if she's mixing some stuff. Make her morning life a little bit easier. And then make a coffee.
Ooh, Roken Rasp? What's up? Sorry, one of our listeners is I'm not sure who it is from that group, but we have a group that we affiliate with called Roken Rasp, and they do some fun stuff. So welcome, guys. Anyway, sorry. Continue, Kovanen.
Yeah, I did those things I said. Get a coffee, step out, begin to get a sense of the vibe in the house, which I guess is irrelevant because nobody else is awake. I don't know. I'll just walk around and then sit somewhere public that isn't suspicious to sit. Like, I'm not gonna sit in the couch outside Kovanen's room. This is, I don't know, the living room upstairs.
Sure.
What season is this? Is this winter again? I don't remember.
I think we're in mid late spring now, actually.
Oh yeah, it's spring the lady.
Yeah. So what are you doing while you're just kind of sitting here waiting for people to wake up? Are you going over some of the books that Zazie has been explaining to you how to use, or you just staring
I
off
don't even know
into
where those
space?
are. I don't even know where those are. They're probably in the office down there. I'm thinking of how to manage the day, and the day being planned to isolate young Kovanen from Vea. So that's what I gotta do. I gotta come up with a way to keep him separated.
All right, roll perception for me real quick.
A mere 12.
Okay, let me see here. If you hear weird baby talking sounds in the background, that's just my wife talking to our dogs. Nothing to be alarmed about. We don't have any babies.
That's the lady in the Dreamlands talking to Aurora.
Oh, perfect. Okay, let me see something real quick. Okay. Yeah. You don't hear anything. Some time passes by. I would say that you hear a step squeak at one point or another, and that's about it.
A step squeak.
Very different from a regular squeak. As you see, the step squeak only comes in once your mom remarries a new squeak. So
Yeah, I
You're not
never
in the
knew.
same
I
group.
never knew my real squeak. That was
I
good.
thought that would be a lot funnier, but then I said it and
No,
it didn't come
it was
out exactly
perfect.
right.
I can't wait to use it again.
Work on the delivery and try to get with a different group who hasn't heard it yet.
Okay.
It'd be a
Will
very,
do.
very niche opportunity, but that's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I assume that the stone marble stairs that are to the south, leading down to the vestibule, don't often squeak. So I'll assume that somebody went down the green carpet staircase. Shame I missed it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I gotta sit there for a little bit and think what the hell I'm gonna tell Kovanen to get him away from. Isolate him.
A few moments later, you hear a door shut, and then actual, just normal feet padding down the staircase. Roll perception again. You hear it.
Well, that's two. Who knows? Maybe it's the same person. I don't know. But people are awake, and they're not walking this way, so. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to think of what to tell Kovanen.
All right, and you hear a bell ringing from the kitchen.
Is it a bell I recognize? Is it the breakfast bell?
It is.
Yeah. Breakfast bell. Ooh. I like breakfast. I'll go into the down here into the main hall. Has Aaron reported for duty?
Aaron, you hear a loud bang on your door.
Zazie has gotten maximum 3 hours of sleep, and the bang wakes her up.
So back in like the servants' quarters on the first floor, do you mind showing me real quick which room it is that you've picked for your own? Like this is the ladies, not ladies, but Lady Crow right here.
It would be this one with the single bed.
Ooh, and it's got a bookshelf too. Perfect. Look at all those books. Yeah, you hear a bang, and then you can smell coffee and cooking.
All right, well, I'll poke my head into the kitchen, see if she needs anything.
She's passing through. She's gives you like a passing wave, and kind of points towards the dining room and gives you like a flag to go around.
Oh, okay. I'll go way around, so we don't walk out at the same time, all awkward like.
Yeah. You see her stepping, dropping a cup of tea, some toast and bacon and eggs in front of both Vea and Kovan, and they're both poignantly silent, looking at each other from across the table, smiling. Baby Kovan blushes a little bit. Vea smiles harder, and they both take notice of your presence. Vea gives you like a bit of a friendly wave. Morning.
Yeah, woke up with my own cup of coffee. Just sit down. Morning, both of you.
Kavana nods. Keeps eating. Kind of almost a reserved smile. Roll insight with advantage, obviously.
Insight with advantage, 17.
Okay. So I would say he looks like he's trying to hide something. Vea looks the same as always. Happy, satisfied, determined.
Yeah, I bet. You both slept well, I assume? Nope.
Yeah. I did. I slept fine. Vea, how did you sleep last night? She just kind of covers her mouth a little bit with like one hand and just nods, then continues eating.
Yeah, why wouldn't you have, right? Well, what's on the schedule for today? What do you two have going on?
Nothing really. I don't think we planned on doing anything. Vea shrugs. I don't think anything in particular. I've just had some things I need to go over for, well, the trial coming up.
Oh, right. Has anyone reached out to you about that? Are you being involved in any way?
Well, I mean, either way, I think I have to testify for Rad. From what I understand, I can't believe he did all those things. It just doesn't.
I know. He seems so nice. It just seems not like him.
He is. It's just not like him to
have
do
done
that.
all of that.
Right. He's not like that.
No, he isn't like that.
I'd hate for him to have to go
Take all of it.
Right. But I'm sure he has his reasons, and I mean, obviously he was involved, or he wouldn't be saying so. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, she drifts off a little bit, looking in the other direction.
Yeah, it's a long list of. Voss doesn't drift off. That's like a long list of charges. I mean, sure, he's someone we don't know, was involved with him. That's just
roll intimidation.
Like... 17.
I mean, she just continues eating, and she will not make eye contact with you at this point.
Voss shrugs. Hey, maybe he's a crime lord. Who knows?
I'm gonna go ahead and
All right,
roll
well,
insight for other Kovanen. He's under the radar. Back in the kitchens.
Zazie has finally exited the room as Aaron.
Oh, hello. Morning, Aaron. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm okay. I didn't
Lady
sleep all that
Crow
well
is-
last night.
She's like scrubbing out a pan. It's got probably looks like probably bacon grease in it. Do you want to take this over for me? I have a few things I have to run. Well, a few errands I have
Yes,
to run
yes.
today. Thank you. She pops it into the sink and stands about a couple paces back from the sink, waiting for you to begin.
Yep, she'll just get right on into it.
Aaron, I don't know what I'd do without you. It's such a pleasure.
Probably
to have you, Aaron.
everything.
That's right. I would be doing everything without you. Anyway, there's a course over there with another round of tea and some cookies you can bring out to them after you're done washing that pot. It should be just a moment. Last I checked, they were just starting. And I have a plate for you in the pantry.
Thank you, Miss Crow.
She nods, and you see her pick up a little like satchel from the side of the door, and there's a list and a basket, and she picks it up and gives you a nod and walks out and leaves.
If only everybody in the world could be as wonderful and amazing as Miss Crow.
Yeah, she's kind of
But
adorable.
Zazie, yeah, Zazie will wash the dish, and once she is done with that, she will take this platter out to the dining room, and she will place it down. And in doing so, mind link with Voss.
Aaron, good morning, he says out loud. I was just about to get up to see if you needed help. Everything under control?
Yes, yes. Good morning. Thank you for asking. Miss Crow just left to take care of some errands.
Some errands?
Errands?
Errands, with a D.
Oh. You gonna go get some more errands? Build out the staff?
I mean, I imagine that wouldn't be a bad idea,
Get
but
some errands?
having a staff made out of people with just the name Aaron would get confusing after a while.
You can just call for Aaron and then everyone comes running to help. And you have all kinds of help. Boss has been
Maybe.
saying this actually happens. This is a real conversation Boss is having with Aaron.
Yes. Aaron is having this conversation as well. Well, before I head back, is there anything more you guys need?
You two good?
They just continue eating, and yeah, they seem fine.
Yeah, then she'll curtsy and go back into the kitchen and eat her own breakfast.
Zazie, they got intimate. I just know it.
What? How do you know that so quickly? How are you so sure of it?
They're making eyes.
Oh God. Oh no.
They're
Oh,
blushing
no.
and not answering questions when I asked them about how well they slept.
Oh no. Oh
She's got her hooks
no.
in. She's got her hooks in.
Oh good God. Okay, what's the then? How are you gonna get him away? What's
Okay.
the plan?
I don't know. Something with the school. I want him to. Neither of them have any plans for the day. So. Neither of them have any plans. So I'm gonna.
Oh,
gonna
you
make-
know the in the office, second drawer down on the left, there are a whole bunch of old blank forms. Get baby Kavanen to fill them out. They're not actually for much of anything. They're just old tax return forms, but get him to fill them out. That should take enough time.
I'll frame it as practice, since one day this will all properly be his.
Sounds good.
Basically, just do to him what Zazie did to you a couple days ago. Be like, listen, if you're gonna be here, you need to know how to run this house, and just talk at him for 2 hours while his eyes cross.
Well, he'll probably, in my mind, this Kovanen is a bit more dutiful than my Kovanen. Maybe the intelligence versus wisdom, charisma is balanced differently.
Right, he's more of an int Kovanen versus to your charisma Kovanen. I get it. I actually see it that way too, believe it or not. Super low whiz though. You can tell by the way he's just totally falling for bullshit.
Alright. Okay, fair enough. No, thank you. That's a really good idea. I'll do that. But
Awesome.
do you need me, like, my help or whatever for the other thing, or do you get that? Do you have your part?
I think I have it. If I need you, I will let you know.
Okay.
Whew. Okay. We can do this. We can do this.
You got it. You can do it. Well, Voss sits there enjoying his own coffee in mostly silence, not really paying attention to those two, to give them a little bit of I don't know, social breathing room. But once it looks like they're done, or Kovanen's just pushing food around on his plate, I'll slap my hands down on the table. Like, all right, well, you don't have anything to do today, so you're coming with me. Point at him, finger guns style. And
Roll persuasion.
23, or if it's advantage, 32.
I wouldn't say it's advantage because you're going to be contested. Let's see here. Let's see how you measure up against Vea. I should have had her character sheet open already. My fault. I apologize. Oh, no wonder I can't find it. So he pops up. He's finishing his food. He kind of wipes his hands off on his napkin that's in front of him. Vea stands up with him and begins to follow him towards wherever you guys are going.
I'll mentally tell Zazie, an appearance from you right now would be helpful. Diversion. And then
And so an appearance shall be made.
I turn to talk to them, and I'm like, all right, well, young man, you have some tax form practice to do as head of household to be.
And we have a conversation. Vea. Zazie, as Zazie steps in.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right. Wow. Roll fucking some kind of charisma roll real quick.
I've got
Intimidation's
want me to
gotta
just-
be the good one, right?
Yeah,
my
right.
intimidation is my good one is actually performance.
Oh, okay.
There you go. You open the door, sweep your arm out, swirl your hand around.
No, she's got her arms crossed in like the classic Zazie thing. Classic Zazie pose.
Yeah. Let's see this through. Okay.
That's a 21.
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to have her roll just a whiz save. Just to deal with this. Oh, yeah, she rolls a fucking 2.
Oh, it's actually a 19 because she has advantage on all wisdom saves.
Oh, does she? In general?
Yes. Yeah, because we both use the same stat block for race, Kalashtar. I have advantage on all wisdom saves, so does she.
She doesn't have the A next to it. Advantage on whiz saves. Oh my god. So for a moment, for a single moment, she looks like she's about to like collapse in her chair, and then she stands back up. And Rose.
Rose feels just kind of very boring right now. Damn.
You're asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Yeah.
let me go over the text from our online dream sequence here. Stage 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm just going to read my parts and you read yours. All right?
I mean, we could also just sum it up because I think the whole point of the text was to kind of condense.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's get to the top. Okay. Yeah, so you're drifting off to sleep at about the time. So now, refresh my memory. You saw the, like, Sybaris in a different way. Instead of it being the overarching ring that goes around, you know, the center of Eberron, you saw it as more of like a fragmented,
As if it had just happened and it hasn't yet completely started its ring orbit.
right. It hasn't really begun to completely disseminate yet.
Mhm.
So, yeah, as you're drifting off to sleep, you see that. You are running across the shoals in this area that looks a lot like Cutter's Mouth, which is the region to the south of the Shadow Marches. Yeah, it's very much kind of like a Bayou meets Pacific Northwest shores. You know, like a Cannon Beach feel with the like rocks jutting out covered in moss.
Yeah.
You guys are running through these shoals. There are multiple other soldiers around you that are all kind of adorned in what looks like archaic or antiquated armor. You guys are running and you can't really see where you're going. On one of the like blocked out islands or, you know, rocks jutting from the water, you see this figure of this armored person that is you assume they're orcish, but that might just be your own thing. This large, broad-shouldered person wearing full crystalline metallic armor that's glowing. They have a massive... Well, actually, they don't even have that out yet. They are yelling, you know, directing people, and then a rift kind of cracks through the surface of the shoals beneath the water, and water becomes like suctioned in. There's an undertow that starts riptiding the squads of spearmen into the hole, and you are able to kind of like stop, plant your foot, and stop yourself from going in. But you see some other people get pulled in, and as they're getting pulled in, the figure yells "Spears down," and they slide into this hole with their spears down. And then you hear this loud scream. It sounds like a humpbacked whale call mixed with like an alligator, kind of like rattling off that vocal fry that gators do. And then it bursts from the water, this like black dome of water cascading off the surface of this gargantuan beast. And the figure leaps into the air, summons this massive lance and drives it into the head of this beast. It screams out again, and then it kind of like hunkers down and looks like it's constipated. And as if under like a great weight of of effort, it squeezes, and these nodules, these eggs, rupture from its sides, from the 1,000 tiny slits running along its body, and blast out into the water, all around it. And at this point is where the other soldiers that didn't go into the rift come into action. They jump off the little islands. They run at them, and they're stabbing these whatever they are, these embryos. And that was when you burst into action, looking around, making sure there's nothing sneaking up on you, and you started stabbing them as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, jumped into the fray.
Into the fray.
Like, so I do know that she also, technically in mechanical terms, used her divine sense right about that moment.
Right.
I'm fully expecting that to actually be kind of useless given the situation, but she'd still do it.
Yeah, I mean, you see what you see, and it's what you would expect. This is some kind of monstrosity. Seems to be kyber touched, fiendish.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, which means that these eggs are definitely probably not good news. So yeah, she's
they're
contributing.
They have the same kind of feeling.
Mm-hmm. So she's definitely contributing. Now, the general, for lack of better words, is he reappeared yet, or is he still down in the rift?
Oh,
after he dove in?
He's on top of the beast's head right now, ramming the like lance into its skull, kind of riding it as it writhes from one side to the other. It's this massive, like truncated head on the body of like this stout body with like probably a half dozen limbs, and like a tail that's split into 6 or 7 different tentacles, whipping around trying to like grasp at him on its head, and he's lashing out with like a short sword, chopping off tendrils of tentacles, whatever, as they reach out and grasp him. But he's just trying to like drive this massive glowing object into its head, and it doesn't really seem to be phasing it too much, other than it's really distracted and pissed off at him.
Seeing as how tall?
It's gargantuan in size, so I'm gonna say it's probably like 30 feet high, but it's spread out. It's like sprawling.
Okay, so Rose wouldn't be that much of a distraction if she tried to distract it herself. Is there anything that stands out in particular to me?
You can roll perception.
Like, yeah, 12.
I mean, nothing in particular, really. I mean, it looks odd. It looks alien, but there's nothing about it that really looks unnatural. Its skin is kind of like a, like I said before, it's like an aquatic, pachyderm, but kind of like a manatee.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like its skin looks, but even the eye placement, everything about it really seems to flow naturally. It doesn't look.
Mm-hmm.
It's composed in such a way that it doesn't look asymmetrical. Everything seems to be in a place that makes sense.
Yeah, there was a purpose to the design.
Exactly.
She's gonna keep going after the eggs until she either has a moment of insight or feels like she'd actually be useful as a distraction for the general, the man in the glowing armor. So,
Okay. So
or are there any other casters? Like, is anybody casting spells, or is it
No.
all just melee?
yeah, it's all just melee around you. The only person that seems to have any sort of ability other than mundane is the guy on top of it. So off in the distance, this thing is thrashing around. It kind of breaks the surface of the mist, and the sun is coming up, and the mist begins to dissolve as you guys are fighting. The eggs begin to hatch. There's probably 5 or 6 squads, so somewhere between 50 and 70 guys. Probably a dozen of them went into the rift. The beast is not lashing out towards you guys, but some of them are getting knocked underwater and they're standing back up. But these creatures, resemble the larger one. They don't really have limbs, and it's just like one tail, but it seems as though maybe they are like a tadpole or pupa version of the larger creature, and they're swimming through the water and wrapping up people and killing them. In the distance, as the mist begins to melt away, you see a figure raising from the surface of the water out in the ocean towards the what would be the Straits of Shargon. And give me a whiz save.
Save. Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. Charisma save, because you're a charisma caster.
So that would be an additional 2 for 12?
Okay. You see the head and shoulders of something truly massive. This thing that you're fighting now, or you guys are fighting against, is bigger than probably almost anything you've encountered other than the sleeper. But off the shore, off the coast, maybe a few leagues out, something breaks the surface of the water, and it's inconceivably huge. You can't really make it out. It's on the other side of the horizon. There's mist obscuring its form, but it is this massive creature. Appears a pair of wings spread out behind it, and it is walking towards the shore. Every 5 or 6 seconds, you feel a low thud that sends a shockwave through the ground and the water that you're standing on. And waves begin to roll in, like lapping in, and gaining size and momentum as it approaches. Let me get a perception roll for you real quick.
That's a 5.
So, just before you and the others are overtaken by this swarm of tiny, whatever the hell that thing is, you can see the silhouette of whatever this thing is. Each step, it gets closer, just exponentially getting closer and closer, and you realize how long its strides are. And you get pulled down into the water, and you see a foot stride over where you were standing, and it's probably a good 10 seconds before you feel the thud of it landing, and then you see its trail leg kind of head over top of you. as you slowly drown and fight against this thing that's like biting you and attacking you and just dragging you under every opportunity you try to stand. And then you wake up.
Not gonna lie, I'm wondering if she just falls out of bed, trying to quote unquote fight back.
Right. You're like thrashing and writhing against whatever the fuck that was.
It's definitely not. Okay, that's a weird dream even for me, and she writes it down. As much as she could remember of it. They asked her to write her dreams down. This seems like one of them that she should. So, that's like the first thing she does before she does her morning routine.
Right. Okay.
She's got it written down. Takes her time to write it. Make sure she can at least read it again. And then she'll kind of go get her morning shower, do her morning wake up routine, exercises, and head to breakfast herself. What time is it for her right now?
Probably around 9-ish.
So she's up late for her. Works.
Yeah, I mean, you had been for sure. And, you may not necessarily have woken up directly when it was over. But that's the last thing, as you're recalling the dream and everything that happened, that was what you remember.
Yeah. She's nearly drowned before. That's not a pleasant thing, so she might be looking a little pale. But, hey. Yeah, she'll head down to breakfast. Is there anybody down there that she recognizes, or is she just kind of on her own at the moment?
I mean, it's a pretty normal morning at the Child Center. People are doing their thing. People are eating. You don't see the head of the Child Center. I guess he probably doesn't make his time doing, weekday breakfasts. Probably works a little bit more prime time. But no, I wouldn't say that you see anybody that that you know.
That's this case, and especially if none of her brothers are there, she's going to eat breakfast and then head to the museum.
Sweet.
Check in with everybody.
All right. Well, let's swing back to the Mons real quick.
Well, the silence probably hangs in the air a few seconds, and Boss hooks his arm around Kavanen's shoulders and just says, "Tax forms," and pulls him out of the room. Heading towards the study.
He kind of is also a little thrown off by the fact that Zazie just showed up out of the blue as well, but follows you for sure.
Well, long time no see.
Yeah. She starts stepping towards you cautiously, but slowly. But
Zazie will stand her ground.
and she just stares at you.
Do you need to touch me to make sure I'm real?
No. I can tell.
Why are you here, Fea?
She looks around the room, walks by you, and then reaches out to grab you by her wrist from behind her and starts towing you out of the room.
Oh, wait, hold on, where are you taking me?
Just
No.
wait. Just follow me, please. She kind of stops and realizes she's fallen into familiar habits that may not be appropriate any longer. She takes a couple steps back and just points to the door and lifts like a finger to her lips and then starts walking out.
Okay, but we're not going far from the mods. Just out here on the porch will do.
Do you think we could take a walk just, to the end of the lane?
Okay, at the end of the lane.
Okay. So she hops down and starts walking towards the roundabout. She's still pretty quiet. She walks around the crescent of the roundabout and towards the exit.
Yeah, Zazie's following her.
Oh, one sec, guys. I had a treat delivered. 1 second. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's good. All right. So she's just kind of quietly walking.
Are you going to answer the question I asked?
I don't think so.
Will you answer any questions I ask?
Yes.
Why didn't you come after me?
When?
When I left.
Weirden?
Yes.
Did you want me to?
I did.
Well, it seemed like you had a new group of friends.
When I left Weirden the first time, Fea.
Oh. Them.
Yeah.
Well, Veer needed me to stay.
I don't think I can blame you for that.
Why did you leave?
It wasn't my choice, really. Do you know what we are?
What do you mean? What we are?
Kalashtar.
Oh.
not human.
I like that. Um, I guess it makes sense. But I didn't know. How do you know that for sure?
Because I know my quarry. I guess I don't know for sure that you are, but I know I am.
Hmm.
That's what made me left. That's what made me leave.
Well,
You know, when as they were strapping me down, she took over.
you know, there was a time when you left, and I thought that I wouldn't be able to go on without you around. And I was upset.
When I left, I didn't want to go on without you around.
Well, you asked me why I didn't follow you or why I didn't leave, and I think you know as well as I do how hard that can be.
I do.
I could just as easily ask you why you left me. But
Well, there's the whole. She gestures to Vea's face and the big old scar.
well, I'm glad.
And also the whole.
I'm glad.
She gestures to herself.
I was able to finally be someone important when you left.
That's not the kind of important that anyone should ever be.
Well, obviously that's how you feel, or you wouldn't have left.
Vea, did you not hear what I said? I was taken over. I did not voluntarily leave. My quarry physically took over my body, fought my way out, fought its way out using my body. And by the time I regained my senses, too many people were dead. I had to run away. And if I were ever to show my face again, I knew for sure that I would be killed on the spot.
Roll persuasion.
17.
She kind of kicks a clod of dirt. I guess.
I know you're not stupid.
Well, why didn't that happen to me then?
I don't know. You might not be Kalashtar.
Maybe I'm not. Maybe
might
I'm not like
be-
you.
Inspired. Let's just whole thing to get into, but
Inspired? What is that?
that's getting a little bit too deep into things that's getting a little bit too deep into things for this first conversation.
So are you back then?
What? Back in the cult?
No, back here. Apparently you used to live here.
Yes, I did. I did live here.
Are you back?
I don't know. Are you going to try to kill me?
No. You can be back.
What happened to the rest of the family? Where are they now? Do they know that Veer's dead?
I know. I felt it when he passed. I mean, many of them left and went their way to do other things.
What business do you have with Kovanen?
She slows down a bit and looks over at you. Oh. You know him, don't you?
Yes. A lot better than you do.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that you and him aren't, you know.
What?
You know what I mean.
We're talking about the same guy, right? The one back in the Motts. Kovanen back in the Motts, right?
Yes.
No, I'm not romantically affiliated with him.
You see her like visually, you know, easily. You don't even need to roll insight. She kind of deflates a little bit with relief.
But you shouldn't be either.
Why? He is adorable.
I mean,
He reminds me of a young Veer.
that's exactly why you shouldn't. The world doesn't need another Veer. Don't try to turn Kovanen into one.
What? What do you mean by that?
I mean exactly what I said. Don't turn Kovanen into another Veer.
Roll insight for me.
Double 12s.
She walks along next to you silently for a while. You know what he is, don't you?
Yes. Do you?
Kind of.
I assure you I know better. I know more. And I'm telling you.
I had some requests left behind from Veer. And I'm just doing what I do. And I'll have you know that I do feel a lot of affection for him. So it's not fake. It's just,
Well, I'm glad about that, but Vea, Veer's dead. We're free. We don't have to do what he wants anymore.
do you know what happens if we don't do what he wants? Do you know what he was
No,
doing?
from-
Tell
I
me.
don't know what he, I don't know what he was doing to you after I left, but
Not to me. That doesn't even matter. I mean, for everything. Do you know what he was doing?
I do. There are better ways. There are ways that don't involve suffering.
I am not planning on doing any of that.
Then why are you here? Why were people killed? For the family, for why? Why any of this?
She kind of cringes. That's over.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it really?
It is. It's been over for months.
Look me in the eyes and tell me that if Veer showed up right here, right now, and told you to kill another person, told you to kill me, you would not do it.
I'm not going to do that because he's dead. It doesn't matter.
It does matter because you're in the process of making another one.
Well, if Kovanen told me right now to kill you, I wouldn't do it.
Good. Good. That's great. Wonderful.
I'm not trying to make him into Veer. It's different.
The end goal is the same.
He can be better.
Yeah, and the way for him to do that is to keep being Kovanen.
Maybe. Anyway, thank you for taking the time to talk to me. And so, are you back then, or are you just visiting?
I don't know. It depends on if you leave Kovanen alone or not.
I'm not going to leave him alone. I want to be in his life.
Great. You can be in his life. Just don't turn him evil.
Evil? Veer was not evil. You obviously don't know what he was doing.
I do know what he was doing, and the way he was going about it was wrong. He might have... The ends do not always justify the means, Vea.
She just like rolls her eyes at you. When the alternative is the ending of everything, then she kind of shrugs. There's no cost that's too high.
There should be.
So you would prefer the end of existence over the loss of a few lives?
It's not a few. I was there to stop him every single time
How
he
many
set
then?
one of those problems in motion.
How many then? 1,000? 10,000? How many?
Hundreds of thousands.
Okay. Versus everyone, everything, existence? I mean, wouldn't you kill 1 million people if it meant that we could go on? Not even us. Just the world. Things could just continue
No,
to
I would
exist.
not kill people because I know that out there somewhere there has to be a better way.
But what
There
if there's
has to.
not?
There always is.
What if there's not?
Then I'll make it.
She rolls her eyes at you again. Well, then when you make it, you let me know, and then I'll do it that way.
I will. I will.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we're in agreement. Anyway, I'm going to go back and finish up my breakfast, and then I'm going to learn what it is about all these tax papers that Kovanen's doing.
Zazie, which
Okay.
drawer? The left.
The tax
Okay.
papers were a diversion so that I could get you alone to talk to you without him being in here and potentially messing everything up. I imagine as soon as
But
we
I'm
enter
supposed to
back
talk to
into
Kovanen
the
about the tax forms.
as soon as we enter back into the house, I imagine that Voss and Kovanen will be there, standing in the entryway, having no idea what to do or where to go.
She's ignoring
in-
And that'll be that.
him.
I'm ending this call right now.
All right, guys. Very nice.
Oh, that was a lot of typing.
Vea walks back to the manse in silence.
Zazie will not follow her.
All right. Bio break.
Okay.
Back in 10. All right. So sorry to keep you waiting, guys. Had to let the dogs out and tuck the wife in.
Who let the dogs out?
Aw.
Oh man. He's just got he's got like a shelf with these fucking jokes waiting on him. At least it's not like Steve, where it's like any opportunity somebody has to be insulted, he's right there. He'd be like, "Yep, that's right." He's like cosigns on it.
It's you just wait for the moments. I don't know. Maybe I'm just desperate for approval.
Well, you're doing well for it then. Good job.
Thanks, Dad.
No problem. I'm Vire, I guess.
Finish that.
All right. Ooh, wow. I made that too strong. That's gonna end poorly. Okay. Let's see.
Props to Ash for the dramatic,
Yeah.
by the way.
That was great. That was a lot of fun.
I love being a dramatic little bitch.
Yeah,
One
that
of my many talents.
like I was not expecting you to just, go for it.
Yeah. It's, I was just thinking about when I was like walking upstairs, like tucking my wife in and shit, and I was walking back down. And a lot of times when we do scenes like that, I forget a lot about them because I'm so in the character that I'm in.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for me to remember what I said. It's weird. It's like,
Yeah, I'm that way too.
It's like, fuck, I wish, what were my lines? Anyway.
I mean,
Luckily, we have a
tell you
lovely
exactly what
typographer.
Tell you exactly what your lines are.
Yeah, thank you, Chronicler.
yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
We also have a stream you could go back and watch if you want to hear your exact lines.
Yeah, that's true. Don't forget don't forget about the live stream. Everyone else has. Well, we have 2 viewers right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's impressive.
Yeah. It's not me.
There were episodes that we've had that have had over 100 views on those episodes, and then there are other ones. It's like, why did everybody watch that one? That's probably because I put it up on Instagram.
Maybe we need to start doing that again.
Nah,
Both of us.
Next season.
God
Sure.
help me if there's a next season.
Next
God
campaign.
help me.
Hey, look, you don't have to participate in the next one, but there's going to be another one.
Oof.
I mean, what am I going to do with my life if I'm not doing this?
Exactly.
It's a fucking Monday night,
I mean, it goes for both of us.
right? Okay. All right. Back to Rose.
Mm-hmm.
You went to the museum. Hold on. Let me blow my nose real quick. It's fucking these allergies. Yeah, can you believe it? I'm allergic to mold and insulation dust. Who would have known?
I mean, that
I don't know if
doesn't
that's
surprise me.
allergies. I think that's just common sense.
Yeah, I think it's just like irritation from
Cancer.
yeah, environmental
I
irritation.
know.
from
I hope
cancer.
not.
Whatever.
I've been through that shit before. No, thank you. I would not wish that on anyone.
Yeah, when I get it, it's gonna be like esophageal and lung. It's gonna be wonderful.
Oof.
Anyway, moving on. You make your way back to the headquarters. And
Is that what we're calling it now?
it's kind of the headquarters. And it's just Duran and Gitera when you walk in. They are, I guess they're sitting on the couch behind the main desk right there, right next to each other. As you walk in, the door is open. No reason to
Okay, at
knock.
least
no reason to announce yourself, but they are not. It's not like anything, intimate's going on. Outside of the two of them being close to one another and, shoulders touching kind of thing. They're going over some notes.
Shoulders touching? That's practically hard
Sex!
kinky BDSM sex for Katara.
Yeah.
Dude, you could have at least waited for me to say the punchline.
Yeah, I know. BDSM sex. Ugh.
For
As
Katara.
far as Katara's displays of affection are typically concerned.
Yeah, she's a bit removed, cold, some might say.
Yeah, that's why the joke works as a joke.
It worked. It was great. I apologize for interrupting and yelling sex in a weird, voice. Anyway.
5th grade
Hey.
kid.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Anyway.
So you walk in. They are having sex. Shoulder to shoulder.
That's
Yeah, I gotta chuckle.
that's certainly a setup. Anyway. Actually, Rose is probably just gonna pause for a second. Good morning. Have I known Katara to be up this early? Because I was under the impression she was much like Zazie, and like her mornings were usually much later.
Yeah, this is definitely the earliest you've seen her awake before. But, you've seen her trancing at all hours of the day. There's been times where she's been in a trance for days on end.
Mhm.
So she keeps strange hours. Maybe, who knows? She might have been on a bender all night. You have no idea.
So, good morning, both of y'all. Did you get any sleep? For the record, looking at Katara.
We were
I got the
researching through the evening.
better question then. Did you let him sleep?
We were researching through the evening. Him and I.
Right. Well, hopefully. What we're all working on. If I can ask. Right. Silence.
Well, we discussed it a bit before. Just going over the prophecies and trying to tie up some loose ends.
Fun stuff. Did y'all find anything relevant, or am I just kind of paddling up a strange creek?
Well, I mean, we didn't find much, to be honest. Found a little bit about your sons of Sybris. But nothing serious. I mean, I've got a bit of a thread that I think I can start following with them.
I mean,
but it's ancient.
I thought that thread.
It's going way back. Whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that one. I think I've got that thread handled.
So you think, I mean, you want me to drop it and kind of just stop researching it, like you have it under control? Kind of thing? Because there's certainly
This is gonna.
plenty other stuff I can start diving into if you're not really if you're not really needing me to dig into that one.
Or the moment might be for the best. she's gonna look at Katara appraisingly, because she and Katara haven't really interacted much on their own. It's always been in the context of either dealing with Zazie or dealing with something greater. She's not sure what to make of Katara being involved in this particular endeavor. Like,
roll insight real quick.
$23.
So, I mean, the two of them are definitely sharing some romantic vibes. But outside of that, outside of the obvious,
Mhm.
relationship that's budding between the two of them, this is not much different than the way that Grimvor and Katera operated beforehand. While there is
Mhm.
some, affection between the two of them, the work that's going on here is very much like what was going on before, when when Grimvor and Katera ran the museum and the archives and were handling, the esoteric order of the Sphinx shit. So,
Mhm.
I mean, this does not seem out of the ordinary to you, other than the strange. What has he been here for a week?
Mhm.
Maybe they've met each other. You don't know, but
Yeah.
um,
And Rose has like zero room to make commentary on it to begin with, considering her own situation.
yeah.
Like, all right. So, but no, she's not sure how much she should be telling Katara, because she isn't sure what Grimvor shared with her in terms of, everything else, because it was Grimvor who technically sponsored her, despite Rose not knowing. To the Sons of Siberis.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So it's more like, she's not sure how far to trust Katara with that particular part.
Right, and you don't even know what Grimvor's affiliation with the group was.
Yeah.
From the conversation that you had with the elder or whatever he was, it sounds like he wasn't even really a member. He was just like a person
A researcher
of
who
interest.
stumbled onto him.
Yeah,
Stumbled onto them and whispered to secrecy.
yeah. I mean, yeah, he was a person of interest to them for whatever reason. Anyway, it's just kind of that whole thing's kind of suspect, because was he was he marked? Yeah, but was he Sybaris marked? I don't think so. I mean, if he was, you didn't know it. And it's one of those things where if somebody's Sybaris marked, you can normally tell. They have like golden, markings, or if nothing else, a massive dragon mark covering their body. The only other person that you've met firsthand that has that level of marking is Zamra. And hers is actually more than yours,
Yeah.
So, something to think about.
All right. So, if the sons, however, are no longer a subject of interest, technically, you've run into dead end with the prophecy. What's next then?
Well, I don't think the prophecy isn't necessarily a dead end, Rose. It's just we've hit a bit of a stopping point. They look at
I'd
each
ask if
other.
there's anything.
Go
I'd
ahead.
ask if there's anything I can do to help, but I'm not sure I'll be useful in that regard.
I mean, I think that the biggest thing that will help us here is if you and your friends just kind of do whatever it is you're going to do. Um, I think from here on out, the best thing that we can do is just stay out of your way.
Hmm. I hope you at least warn us if we're heading straight into a disaster, but
Um, I mean, I think he just kind of looks at his notes and pulls his workbook into his lap. Looks over at Gatera. I think what he's trying to say is that you and the rest of your friends wow, he's right. It's very hard to say. Just keep doing what you're doing. It is. And she just nods.
right. More of what we encountered between Shar and Zarashak. Oh, and City and City. Right. Can't say I'm comfortable with that one, but still not surprised.
If you could you visit Zazie and tell her I need to have a word with her at least one last time before the end of the week?
I can. I don't know how much she's going to trust you with anything.
She kind of scrunches her eyebrows. What? Why wouldn't she trust me?
You haven't exactly been forthcoming with any answers. She asks you questions. I know.
Zazie's come up with her own answers. Quite a few of them. Maybe you should ask her about them. She's a very insightful young woman.
She is. Intelligent, too. She's the brains behind all of us.
Tell her what you said to me, and then tell her I said that you should ask her if she's found her way. Anyway, tell her to come speak with me, and I have a few things that are between her and I think I can shed some light on. Hopefully.
I can. I'll give her some time because knowing her, she's probably not up before noon yet.
I think you'd be surprised. She's been getting up a lot earlier recently.
Maybe. Before I go, I do have a couple of questions. That says, hopefully, nothing to do with my other lines of.
She stands up and kind of walks past you. Follow me. Let me see you out, and then we can discuss your questions.
Certainly.
All
right.
Do you mind shutting that door behind you?
Yeah. You gonna let him sleep?
Perhaps.
She's gone.
She walks up the stairwell and walks out the backside of the museum, kind of squints at the, mid-spring sunlight. You can see she's not, she's just pale. The sun's shining down on her. She's just not happy.
What?
Anyway, Rose,
You gonna be okay?
I'm fine. What can I do for you?
Just what do you make of the whole Radnar and Vaya situation? I don't know if you had anything to do with Radnar when he was a student,
I remember him.
but
I do. He was a bit shy and removed, but he was nearly a member of the order.
nearly.
Never quite made it. What do I think of him? I think he's fine. Vaya is a lost soul.
Lost beyond salvation, or
I
worth working on?
honestly, I haven't really spent much time with her. I can.
But she's at the Mets.
I knew she had been visiting. She seemed to have a thing going on with her and Radna and Kovanen, the new Kovanen. It was a bit odd for a while, but I think they worked it out. I don't know. I heard rumors of them being detained. Is that true?
Yeah, it seems like Radnar pretty much all but confessed to everything.
Right. No,
There's
I do remember, Felt and Duran having a discussion about that. It's questionable, isn't it?
I had maybe 2 interactions with the guy, and both of them were, 48 hours after getting back from Lear. I wasn't exactly my best self then. But,
She kind of squints hard for a minute, looking like she's about to fall asleep.
should I let you get back to bed? Or Rose is also getting ready to catch just in case this is not her playing around or
like she's actually
anything.
about to fall, like a fall.
Yeah.
I do think it's time for me to get to bed. I do not know how that man keeps going. It's like I watched him study for hours one evening, and it's like he passed out, and then he woke up a moment later, ready.
Well then, that's a skill to take advantage of.
Roll a charisma check with that.
Just a joke. Wow. Just a charisma check. Okay. 14.
She grins at that statement a little bit. And she actually gives you a hug.
I've actually been more worried about you than him. Get some rest, okay?
She nods and walks back down the stairwell.
All right. Rose just kind of stops there in the sunlight for a second, just to kind of think for a moment. And then she'll head to the manse. Because if anybody knows where Zazie would be, it would be Voss.
Right. Okay, and we're back to the manse. Voss, center stage. What's going on?
Okay, they're around here somewhere. Just hold on. Just keep standing there for a minute. Voss is opening drawers in the desk in the study, looking for these blank tax forms, but
I thought you said
None-
you
none
knew where
of
they
them say
were.
none of them say tax forms across the top of them, so he has to like look at them and
Do we really have to do this today? I think we could probably come up with something better to do. Maybe we should go do something together.
well, we're gonna do this together. I mean, it's not every bonding exercise can be as glamorous. This house is gonna be in your name one day, you know. You're gonna have to do all these without anybody around.
He like
To
does
cheer
that
you
thing where like he breathes out really hard and like squints like one eye flickeringly and kind of like double chins himself, almost like he's having a stroke. You know.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about. I imagine I imagine you doing that, Waffle. You're like, oh, you know,
Sure.
with all of the condescension that one could muster from a weird face and sound, and then smiles again. Okay.
So I'll make one effort to pick some that look like the most appropriate thing to practice filling out. And just slap them down on the desk. These are the ones.
Roll investigation.
Ten.
He looks down at them. They are not tax forms.
These are the ones.
Roll persuasion.
31.
Boom! 31. Oh, it does say tax forms. Just kidding.
Voss didn't pull them out and said, these say text forms. He said, these are the ones you're going to practice.
Right, these are one. Oh, okay. Sure. Well, he grabs a pen off the desk. Where do I begin?
Yep. Voss steps out of the way, pulls a chair out for him. Well, you should start reading from the top. That much I do know.
What you mean, like read? Just like read the paper? Voss.
Yeah, to figure out where you need to start.
Voss, you do
Signing,
know you do
dotting,
know how to read.
Initially.
You do know how to read.
Yes. Come on, I know how to read.
Was that a joke then? Like,
Yes.
oh.
You asked where to start, and I said you start reading at the top.
Sorry, it's been a while. We really haven't spent that much time together doing this sort of thing. Voss, I have to admit, I know so little about you outside of the context of. It's coming back to me though. My childhood.
Oh. Huh.
A little bit every day.
That's good. So,
He starts
it's
filling
all-
out the paper. What's the address here?
DM, do I know where I live?
Roll history.
Surely. all the heavens above. With a 15, I remember my own.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's it's 123 Rogare Mons Road.
Oh, well, fortunately for you, there aren't many houses to remember on this road.
It's
We have it
one.
all to ourselves.
It's
It's
one
our
Rogare
driveway.
Mons.
We got our driveway to have a road sign.
Okay. I've got it. So, and he looks back at the door.
What did she show you?
A mirror. Have you seen the mirror?
She showed you the mirror though.
She did.
I had to find it.
Oh, well, I mean, she showed me.
I understand. I understand. But
I found the mirror.
I
Listen, I walked through the mirror. She didn't show it to me, but I mean, she showed. Do you know those things, those dreams we have that I had? I assume you had.
yes.
That was her, I think. I think that was her, like, calling me there. And then I went to beneath, and there it was, and under a curtain. And I lifted it, and I walked through it into a space. This...
What did it look like for you?
You mean where I went?
Yes.
Well, it looks like, it's like a small koi pond. There's fish, there's herrings. But the herrings don't eat the fish.
Herrings or herons?
I'm sorry, herons.
Oh, they're just like waiting.
The
around.
herrings don't eat the herons. And the herons don't eat the herrings. Sorry. I always mix those two words up. Yeah, so. The water just seems to continuously bubble up from underneath. Almost like a hot spring. And the fish swim around inside, and the herons kind of step around at the edges. And I guess they do eat something from in there, maybe smaller fish, but not the large ones. And there is a massive koi in there. It is probably... It almost looks like a snake, like an eel almost. But with the golden scales of koi. Anyway, and there's another staircase. I haven't quite been able to crack the code to get down there.
I see.
There's a couple steps and a door, double door, wooden, with a skeleton key. And I step down into it, and I try to open the door, and that's it. I just kind of stop there.
You stop there. Is it you haven't been able to bring yourself to go down, or you are stopped there?
Well, I mean, the doors are there, and, you know, I could open them, and then... I don't know, maybe I am stopping myself.
Well, don't worry about it. When you're ready to open them, I suppose you'll open them.
Do you know what's there?
Of course. I know it was there for me, at least. Of course, I won't just tell you what I saw down there in case it's not your time to know. When it is, you'll open the doors.
Do you think... think I'm ready. I fear that I'm not.
You'll never get over that, to be honest with you.
He just nods.
For me, it was a garden with a stream passing through it and a very, very nice sitting area.
Oh, there is a
Oh.
sitting area. Yes, there's. I have that
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, good.
There's a
Canvas? Easel?
dragon chess table.
Oh, very nice. Mine just has some drinks, you know.
And of course a place to paint and draw. Whatever. Anyway, maybe tonight I can go there and finally go through those doors.
Well, don't rush it.
It's not rushing. I just.
You'll never.
Voss, have you ever felt
Yeah.
like you have been here before?
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
You know, I feel a bit like something very important is about to happen. And I'm afraid to move forward because everything right now is so good. You're here, and Veya's here, and Rad, of course, is gone, but he'll be back. And everything is just on the cusp of changing, and when it does, we can never go back. And I'm not ready for this part to be over.
Well, I mean, I'm sure everybody feels that way in their life at one point. But in our very special way of feeling that kind of thing before, I know exactly what you mean.
Right, exactly. And that's the part that I'm talking about. It's the part that's like, I know. I don't know what happens next, but I know, but the part that comes next is not this, and this is all about to end. And maybe the next phase is just as good, but I don't know that. And you're saying these things about Veya, and I don't want it to be true. But you're very convincing.
No, I know. I wouldn't want them to be true for you. You know, like I want what she wants you to believe to be true. But I'm convinced she's convinced Rad to take the fall for everything. She got quiet when I mentioned Rad having accomplices. You remember that?
I do, and I intentionally ignored it. But you're right.
Also, Veya, I don't know, maybe Veya doesn't know it, but she has a father in Weirden. Maybe he was kept secret from her by the family, but he seems to know about her.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. How do I begin to even say something like that to her and not feel like I'm ruining everything? Oh, you told me you're an orphan and you lived in this monastery in a place called Weirden. Oh, but your father lived less than a mile away from you and you never knew him, or you did know him and you've been lying to me this entire time?
Yeah, that would be awkward, you know?
Maybe...
Just, perhaps you could, if you choose to tell her about it, or ask her about it, or confront her about it, however you want to phrase it, to frame it. You could inform her of the news, or maybe you could start by saying, "What if you had some family who was alive? What would you want to do?" Maybe she says, "I would ignore them forever. I can't handle that kind of pain."
That's okay. Maybe one more night
Maybe she says,
before I do all this. Do we have to do this?
"One
He-
more night, huh?"
One more night.
I'm sorry about that. Okay.
He pushes the piece of paper towards you. It's totally filled out.
Oh, no. I turn it around and look at it.
And then he hands you two more. It's in triplicate. It's like all the sheets are filled out. So was this it?
Wait, what do you mean, was this it?
These are the sheets you handed
You
me.
filled
and
all these out?
They're all filled out.
Yeah, you
yes.
filled them all out. That's great. What do you think?
I think read the words on the paper, and then I wrote the appropriate information next to it. And the only thing I didn't know is what our address was, and apparently our address is where we live. So do you think Vea's back yet?
Filled all these out.
Who
Yeah.
was that woman?
Who?
That woman that came to speak with her.
Oh, well, you've heard of her before.
I feel like I've met her before, many times.
I don't know if it would have been many times. Maybe you've crossed paths in the manse, shortly after you arrived, but that's Zazie.
He nods a little bit. That's right. That's her name, Zazie. Zazie Ashti.
Yeah,
No, I remember that.
said you-
Yes, of course.
you said you knew that she lived here once.
Yes. Like I said, just sometimes the information is a bit foggy. Yes, I do remember her for sure. She's kind of quiet.
Yeah, a little bit when you first meet her.
Anyway, let's see. He stands up. Let's see if Vea and maybe Zazie, if she's still here, maybe we can, do something for lunch.
We'll see how they. Yeah, we'll see if they're back.
And he walks back out into the dining room.
Yeah, Boss thinks about catching him up to him, or stopping him, and yeah, I wanna call it to him as he's opening the door to the dining room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that I think pretty much all of the feelings you just communicated are pretty spot on.
What do you mean?
You do have a lot. You have a lot waiting for you.
Is it good?
Boy, is it good. I'm gonna try to make it be. I guess is how I'm gonna answer that.
As long as the people that are most important to me can be in my life and well, then I think I can be happy through this. No matter how big it gets.
Now you're talking like a Kovanen. Well, that sure came out. That last part came out weird, didn't it? You were going to the dining room. Let's go to the dining room.
He nods slowly and then walks back out the dining room. All right. Zazie, where are you? What are you doing?
She sneaks around to one of the side entrances, turns into Aaron, goes in to the kitchen.
Let me get a stealth roll.
27.
Can we not just say 27, but it's a nat 20? Nat 20?
Nat 24, 27.
Nat 20, bitch! Yeah, you make your way back in. Nobody sees you. And you're certain of it. You're certain of it because you're so
Hell
stealthy.
yeah.
No one could have seen you.
Nobody could possibly see me.
Yeah. No chance.
I'm practically invisible.
You are invisible. You actually notice your skin turn invisible while you're doing it. It's like, oh, the power of the Mons. Anyway. Looks like you're back in the kitchens.
Mm-hmm.
You hear...
Oh, good heavens, look at the time. I must be doing errand stuff right now.
You hear a little bustling in the dining room. And Rose,
Yes.
you show up.
Well, I either ring the doorbell or knock on the door. Let me see you.
Oh, just walk into our house.
She's not entirely too sure what her protocol is here, so she's gonna go on the assumption she's not currently living here. So she's gonna knock on the door. Wait. Maybe keep waiting.
That's my job. I forgot about that. I go to open the door. Welcome, regarding Mance. How can we be of service?
More of a personal question. Do you know where I might be able to find Zazie currently? Where she's staying or where she's currently at?
Oh, yes, please, step in, ma'am.
Rose will follow him in.
Mind the plant. It's a new addition. Please wait here. I will open the door. Aaron, could you please assist our guest?
Yes, yes.
I ask because you are familiar with the layout of the rooms here. Ma'am, you were asking for Zazie?
Yes.
Do we have a Zazie on our guest list?
We do not currently have anyone named Zazie on our guest list.
Rose is watching Boss with just that quirked eyebrow, like, what is going on here?
Well, I have matters to attend to. Please continue to ask Aaron for help.
And you're not.
He chuckles to himself and heads into the dining room.
Yeah, that typical. Anyway, sorry to bother you.
Well, if you come with me, you can sit in the sitting room, and I can go do a run around all the rooms to just double check and make sure if she's here or not.
Right. Lead the way. I'm at your mercy, I guess.
Yeah, Zazie will. Aaron will put Rose in the living room, not the sitting room, whatever this is called.
Didn't we call this the parlor?
Exit the
at one
library
point?
door. Hide in there, like for 10 minutes. Then come back.
It's y'all's chance to mess with Rose.
So, do you want the good news or the bad news?
Bad news first, I guess.
I was not able to find Zazie.
I mean, he did say she wasn't on the guest list, so I'm not surprised.
The good news? I am Zazie.
Eh. Just head tilt.
Erin will have her little magical girl transformation back into Zazie.
You learned a couple new tricks.
The lady helped. Now,
Yeah.
I will go back. She changes back into Erin. It's a little bit safer this way.
I mean, given present guests company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what did you need?
Just passing on a message. Tara would like to see you sometime before the end of the week.
End of the week? God, what day is it?
Oh, hell if I know. What day is it, by the way?
What day of the
Game.
week is it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
You say by the end of the week. You say by the end of the week.
How many days into the week are we?
I don't know. It's like, I think it's... Oh, hold on real quick. I think it's Volt right now. Let me see.
The fuck does that mean?
Christ. Can we not use the proprietary Hebron days and translate it to English?
The Ancient
players.
Galifar calendar.
Lord.
Alright, so it is...
Let's just call this Thursday. It feels like a Thursday.
Let's see, because there's days of the week too. Where are the days of the week? Fuck, it's got the months. Anyway, yeah, it's Thursday.
Yeah, can we get the...
It's Thursday. It's
Thank you.
Thursday.
So, yeah, no. Thursday. Or, I think.
Thursday, or I think. Sorry.
Okay.
Look, my first day back was kind of long.
Okay, Thursday.
Yeah, I understand
Thursday
that.
is Zor.
Oh, obviously.
Yes. Great. So,
Well,
she,
can I have a hug real quick?
of course. Now I'm worried about both of y'all because she gave me a hug too towards the end of my business. Are you both okay? Do I need to worry about both of y'all? Rose
Well-
definitely offers a hug.
I'd worry more about Kovanen instead of me. Not my Kovanen, the young Kovanen. But I talked with Vea.
As
As
you
me
are... Okay.
and as Aaron.
Yeah, that... Are you okay, genuinely?
I don't know.
That can't have been easy.
I don't know. I'm just not gonna think about it for a while. I'm gonna go and rearrange the library books. And once I start feeling things again, I imagine I'll know how I feel.
Yeah. Not really doing much of anything right now. Just waiting for word from Lecky or Felt. Do you need muscle?
I wish this could be solved by muscle.
I more meant for, moving around the library books.
Oh. No.
You're right, he used to work as a porter, right? Still technically doing that, I guess.
Yeah, but this library is small enough to not really need that.
Well, would you at least like company while you work?
Yeah, I would.
Aaron. Well,
Yes, Aaron.
All right, guys. So in the distance, you hear the door knocking, and you hear someone greet the door. Kovanen, or I guess I should say Voss. You open the door,
Hello?
and it is Lieutenant Polton Moore.
Who is it this time?
Do you mind if I come in?
Yeah.
Do you have a
that's
place
good.
we can
Okay,
speak
yeah,
privately?
Come on in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, come on. I will lead him. Through the kitchen. Because Kovanen's in the dining room. I get him through the kitchen into this little common area
Okay.
over here.
Sweet.
I think.
All right.
If Miss Crow's in the kitchen or if she's back from her errands, I'll just like ask for her to give us a minute, you know.
Yeah, and she does. Hey, I don't know where the rest of you guys are, your crew is, but your friend Radner committed suicide last night in jail.
Sorry, Bo, you broke up a little bit.
Your friend Radner committed suicide last night in jail.
Of all the things I thought you might say. I mean, that wasn't on the list. I didn't have very much time to build a list of things that you might say, but that takes me that I don't. I assume he wasn't.
Go ahead.
Wasn't on a suicide watch. I mean, I would have no reason to put that guy of all people on a suicide watch.
No. Nope, not at all.
I mean, that's that's rough to hear, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it kind of dissembles our entire case.
I mean, obviously you have already done and are currently doing your job, but what kind of investigation has been done? You know, his room. Anybody else had access? Was he compelled?
We weren't able to find any evidence of that sort of thing. We looked. I mean, if somebody did it, they were very good.
I will telepathically speak to Zazie. Hey, where is Vea right now, you suppose?
Vea, right now I'm at. Fuck if I know. Probably with Kovanen.
Can you check if she's in the dining room with him? Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Lieutenant.
Hold on, Rose. I gotta go check something.
So, and on that note, we do need to speak with the master of the house, Kovanen.
Yeah, of course. My next point was going to be I don't know where their other friends and associates went after they left the house the other night, the night of the arrest.
I mean, really, we just need to
Vea.
speak with Veashana.
Yeah, I don't know where she is right now. She's going to be out for a walk, but she is staying here.
If anyone, I mean, if anyone had a motive, it would have been her.
I don't trust her. I agree with you.
Kind of squints his eyes at you a little bit. Thank you. Voss, was
As
it?
if Rad did. Yes, sir.
what do you know about all this?
I actually don't know a whole lot of the details, but come on, Brad did all of it? Please.
Yeah, that kind of seems strange to me from the beginning, but I mean, the young girl Vea also seems a bit of a stretch.
I guess. I don't know those two very well, or any of those people they hung out with, so I wouldn't know where to point you to look.
Hmm.
But, okay.
But
Master
with,
Kovanen is... Go ahead.
I mean, but with, I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah. If you could give me an audience with Kovanen and perhaps Vaishana, that would be excellent for me.
I believe Vaishana is out, but Kovanen should be nearby. Would you wait here for a moment? I'll go get him.
Sure. Thank you.
I'll step out into the dining room to see if Faye is in there, even though I'd already asked Aaron and Zazie to check.
No,
I'm at-
but she
Great.
yeah, cool.
Hey, Kovanen, I really need you in here.
Okay, sure. Lead the way. Where are we going? Why are you being so secretive?
It's the lieutenant. It's a talk about Rad. You better prepare yourself. Come on. I will cast a glance over my shoulder at Aaron Zazie. Like, it's about Rad. In my mind, it's about Rad. It's bad.
So when you go in there,
She makes a
Good. Sorry.
she makes a face at Kovanen, at Voss, like that says, "Oh no, that sucks," and then also sends the same face to him in
Dang.
his mind. "Oh no, that sucks."
Oopsies.
Very well then.
But it's like it's genuine. I know I'm saying it in a kind of funny way right now,
Okay.
but it's
Okay.
genuine.
Oh no,
Okay.
that sucks.
It's exactly what you would say if it was not genuine, you know?
Right.
But okay, got it. Yeah, I'll hang out over here in the corner, kind of away from them, just like leaning on the wall or whatever. Now,
So they
Let it
start
play out.
talking, and the lieutenant looks up at you. Do you think that you could locate Vaishana as well?
I'll make an effort.
Thanks. He goes back to
Will you
chatting
be
with
in here?
Kovanen again. Kovanen starts
Got it.
literally crying.
Hey, I'm sorry, man. Hand on his shoulder.
Kind of reaches back and grabs your wrist real quick and nods up at you. He's like, just go get Vea.
Sure. I go find Vea.
She's meandering around the dining room.
Hey, Vea.
Hi?
Hello. Are you busy?
Nope, I'm just waiting on Kovanen, and I assume that you guys are done your papers.
We've done our papers. Yeah.
Zazie
Got
told
our
me what
feet
you
wet in
did.
the paperwork world.
Zazie told me.
We did some tax prep.
No, she told me that you did it on purpose. So that
Well, I'm not going to accidentally prepare him for
no, it was so that
the
Zazie and I
role
could
of
speak.
household. Well, you deserve your privacy. That's all.
Well, It was a very good conversation, and I appreciate it for what it's worth.
Good. Not for my ears, or I would have been invited, so gave you some space.
Well, I do have a request. I was wondering if you could help me with something.
Go on.
So, Kovanen and I have been spending a lot more time together, and
Mhm.
I was just curious. Do you know what he loves? Something that I could get him as a gift. As a reminder of me. But something that he loves, just like, like maybe something as simple as a food, or maybe, I don't know. I mean, you've known him for a long time. Something meaningful.
I could probably come up with a few things. Now,
Thank you.
I don't know what the boy already has. Of course, if it's a personal gift, it's a little bit different than just buying a second one of something he already has. So it's kind of irrelevant. But sure, I'll think of it.
Okay. Well, I would
until
love
then-
to continue this conversation with you later then. Thank you.
Yes, but I'm afraid it must be later because Kovanen is in the common room behind me with Lieutenant Paulton Moore.
Could you... Do I need to go?
Have you heard anything from Rad?
No, not since we, parted at the,
Right.
the detention center. I mean, he was taken off to a higher security platform when I was returned here. But,
Okay, I was wondering if he had been able to reach out, or if you had made contact with him at all. I don't know
no,
what's been
it's
allowed.
been probably 2 days since we've spoken. Maybe 3. I'm losing track of days a bit.
Dungeon Master? Do I believe her?
Roll insight.
Heck yes. 10.
Seems like she is being completely honest.
Well, it's a shame I don't believe her, but I'm not gonna share that with anyone. Well, the lieutenant has some very important news about Rad, and you need to... Come on.
And she follows you into the room and takes up the third chair. All right, Voss. Thank you. I can take it from here.
I'll be nearby. Just, scream if you need anything.
Yeah, I mean, if I could just have a moment with you before I leave, I just want to wrap this up.
Yeah, I'll be around. Step outside the door, close it. Telepathically tell Aaron Zazi. Lieutenant says Rad is dead?
Zazie?
I had muted myself.
Yeah, Lieutenant says Rad is dead?
What?
At his own hand?
What? Erin had gone back to the sitting room with Rose. She turns to Rose. So the Lieutenant Paulton Moore is here.
Well?
And he says that Rad killed himself.
What? Right.
Mind link with Voss. He's in there actually dealing with this right now with Kavan and Vea.
Well,
Wow.
shit.
What do I even what do you even say in this situation? Like,
Nothing you can.
I didn't really know the guy.
Katara seemed to have a somewhat positive view on him. Couldn't, like most of us, believe that he did everything he confessed to. Shit.
Yeah, no,
I need
Veya's
to.
totally did like most of that, 100%, 100%. Um, what do we? What should we do?
Uh, considering everything else, guess when Voss, if Voss can get him alone, have Voss tell the lieutenant that I can speak with the dead. As long as the body ain't too old, I don't think.
Oh, okay. She will speak. She will turn away from Rose to speak to Kavan and pick the mind link. I have informed Rose, and she wants to inform the lieutenant that she can speak with the dead, and that can be helpful.
Wow. Okay. I had forgotten she could do that. That's obviously helpful.
Yeah,
Crazy thought. Vea said she didn't hasn't spoken to Rad in like a few days or encountered him or whatever, and she seemed straight up. But there's always this. I'm never going to trust her with anything because she's trying to
that's
date
probably
my boy. And
Yeah.
so, what if we informed the lieutenant of that while Vea was in the room?
Yeah. You do that. You do that. Should I bring Rose in?
Probably, yeah, probably. So I can be like, here's who can do that.
Okay. Well, we'll get ready. Give me a cue, and we'll get in there.
Okay. DM, could I hear any of the trio's conversation through the door?
So when you walked out, you did hear Vea say no, in like a sad kind of way, like a forlorn no, kind of thing. And then some muffled discussion.
Okay. I'll wait until there seems like an obvious break in conversation.
Yeah, so it goes on for probably another minute or so, and then it just kind of tapers off.
I'll give the silence a second to hang out, and then give a gentle knock on the door.
All right, you can come on in.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, but Rose, Summerboard, you may remember her.
I do remember Rose. Yeah, she was very helpful.
Yeah, she may be able to help you. I'll message Zazie, go get Rose.
Yeah, Zazie would have brought Rose through the kitchen to the door so that at the proper point in time, she can open the door and kind of like shove Rose in there, essentially.
Just general mechanics question. As Rose and Zazie pass through the hall, are the two on the stairs actually on the stairs, or is that just
Yeah,
you
they're
pulling tokens to pull
they're,
tokens?
No, they're absolutely there. It's Block, and then the guy from the 12. They kind of help themselves in and are just literally sitting on the steps in the stairwell. As
Just
you walk
ignore 'em. Just
by,
fucking ignore 'em.
I just give him a nod. It's like,
the
Us
guy from the
Christians.
12 kind of is like waves his hand, and then as you walk by, he just kind of lets his hand fall, and Block laughs. It's like, what? No, never mind.
Rose is slightly more pressing matters at the moment.
Yeah.
Like,
So, all right, so you walk in. Lieutenant Morris standing up at this point. Well, I mean, he looks at the two of them back and forth. Sounds like a rock solid alibi. So that's good. Not
I
that
believe
it was...
Rose can help us get some answers.
What? Oh, sure. Hey, Rose.
no, I
Nah.
heard
Yeah?
through the grapevine that there
Oh,
was
yeah.
some trouble.
Yeah, no, bad
Something
news
about
travels
Radnor?
fast, huh? He looks over at Voss and shakes his head. You know, like, come on, man.
We knew that guy. We knew that guy.
Yes, as I can see, your friend Voss here must have mentioned. Radnor passed.
You are aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did tell you. You were aware that I did some traveling recently, right? I just got back.
Yeah.
We might not have a lot of time.
Well, while I was traveling, I picked up a couple of new tricks, as it were.
Okay.
One of those being I can speak with the dead. The body's still capable of speaking.
Yeah. Well, you being from the Shadow Marches, you may not know this, but, you know, our relationship with Karnath is a very tenuous one. And it's affected the way that our politics work a bit. Any sort of necromancy or the like is highly frowned upon. So,
Including getting answers from a corpse.
especially getting anything from corpses.
Ugh.
Animating corpses specifically is a big no-no. Unless, of course, you're restoring them to life fully, not in an undead form. And that's okay. But there are very few people in this entire country that are able to do that. But there are some that seemingly can do so. Regardless, necromancy or anything of the kind is not going to fly with us.
It's frowned upon or illegal?
Well, I would say it depends on who you're talking to.
So who do
Talking
we
to,
talk to?
Council of 12 or
I mean,
Karnath in particular?
this is more of a... Oh, no, Karnath. No, Karnath would not care. Their entire army is a standing army of undead. Or at least it was. Anyway, I think you might want to talk to the Lord Mayor if that is something you really insist on doing. It's internal. It's going to be something that you need to go through the appropriate channels, and that would be government. It's really out of my hands.
We've spoken with the. Yeah, no, I get it. We've I think spoken with the Lord Mayor once upon a time.
Yes. Your colleagues, and he throws the thumb over his shoulder at Koban, and then, you know, gestures towards Rose. You know, actually saved him from a pretty tough predicament at one point. So, I'm sure he would be amenable to conversation, but something like this is very fringe.
I understand. With everything that Radnor was involved in. Hopefully, they see the value in it.
Sure. Rose, and Voss for that
Mhm.
matter. Would you two mind walking me out to the front? I'm gonna leave these two to discuss what we just spoke about.
Yeah.
Did Vea seem to respond at the idea of getting real answers from Radnor's last moments?
Roll insight.
Okay. 21.
Maybe a little. She definitely perked up at the idea, not necessarily in a positive or negative way.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll Rose, you were saying?
Seems like I need to go make an appointment with the mayor. All right. Buck, after you. You're probably going to run into a couple people who might be looking for one of us. Assuming you, but as it's Captain Block and one of
yeah,
the other...
they joined me. We're kind of on a task force right now, so the two of them are working with me directly, pretty much on
I
everything.
don't like that this house is the focus of a task force. That makes it sound so bad.
You guys aren't the focus of a task force. We just came out here. I do know that that Gavin wanted to speak with you, Rose, for some reason. I have no idea why.
Gavin, that was his name. Actually, hold on. Does Rose know Gavin? Or am I remembering something else?
I think you guys have met him, right?
Okay.
I don't know if
and
Rose
Lucy
did or
met him
not.
at the
What's that?
Rose and Lucy met him at the gate.
Yeah, yep.
All right. Well,
All right.
Lieutenant, let's get you out of here. And as he requested, we will lead him out.
We'll walk him out.
Rose kind of takes up the rear behind them.
So as they go out, the guy from the 12 reaches over to shake Rose's hand. Hey, Rose Summerborn. I have a message for you.
I'm all ears.
Well, it's paper, so you can be all eyes. And he hands you a piece of paper, and it has a very familiar crest on it that you saw over the Sons of Sibris.
Gavin a little bit more closely. Do I notice anything familiar?
No, not particularly. And then they leave.
Okay. All right. If you don't mind me, I'm gonna...
I don't mind you. You may.
And she'll just kind of lean up against the banister to read the note.
Voss turns around to go into the kitchen, runs into Aaron Zazi.
So the note is an invitation to a dinner hosted by the Sons.
All right. When and where and...
It's on Far.
Okay.
And since it's currently
tomorrow.
Zol, that's tomorrow.
Zol or Zor?
I'm sorry, Zor. Zol was 2 days ago. It is currently Zor so far as tomorrow.
All right. Any mention
Fardag.
of like
Where is it?
there in
Yeah, it is. It is at one of the other manses in the city, or mansions. One you haven't been to before.
Oh. I had to look this one up. Pardon the dogs in the background. Apparently they found a squirrel.
Thanks, dogs. It's at 123 Squirrel Lane.
Right. Is there any mention of attire on the note, or is it just like
Oh, it's black tie, 100%.
black tie?
Ultra formal.
Right.
No, you can use any transportation you want. It doesn't have to have tires.
Ugh. Right. So which one of you wants to go dress shopping with me?
What are you talking about?
I've been invited to a formal dinner tomorrow night. Black tie.
Wear a tie. Wear a suit.
There
I
you go.
might.
That's pretty badass.
You know Rose would
Where?
probably kill a tuxedo dress.
Who? Where?
It's a church thing.
You hear the door. Bump, 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 bump. Hello?
The
Oh
front
my
door?
god.
Hello?
Flipping nut.
open the
Excuse
door.
me. Excuse me.
Hello.
Hi, Rebecca.
I'm glad you recognize the voice. Rebecca's there. Hi.
Hello, ma'am. Welcome to House Regari. How can we be of service to you?
She like ducks down, walks between your legs,
I am taller in this form, I guess.
and walks into the room.
Do you like the plant?
Is that a joke? Is this a pun?
Yours.
And she walks into the plant and starts
Do you like
looking
the
around.
plant? That was
She's like-
really a question.
Oh, yeah, no, it's beautiful. Where is
Hold on for
wow,
a second.
everyone? Hi, Rose. Oh my God, where did the entire everyone go?
Where's
The-
Lucian? Guys, hold on. Where's he been?
Oh, fuck. Where's Lucian?
Where'd you leave him?
When's the last time you saw him? He's wow. Lucian is
He
Oof. Troublemaker.
he's yeah. He's currently elsewhere, I think.
Doing what kind of thing? It could be.
I
bad.
think Felt mentioned something about it. I'm not sure.
Well, I'll have to bug him. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to come here and let you know, but I saw the people leaving, so I know that you already know. This is nothing for me to tell you, so I don't even know I'm here, but I'm probably going to leave now. Thank you.
Breathe.
I did.
Okay, bye, Rebecca. It was good to see you.
I did.
Remember
I did,
to breathe. That's a
I did. But listen, you have to get everyone. We need to talk. We need to talk. It's about to get bad.
When don't we need to talk?
It's getting bad. It's getting bad. It's getting bad. It's about to happen.
What do you want? You want guitar?
It's about to happen.
I
Who's
don't know.
good?
It's about that,
Drum?
but I can feel it. I can feel the
Here-
energy. It's.
I think
Threads are coming together. It's all converging.
Listen, he is dead. He did not kill himself. Someone killed him, and I think it was the redhead. I think it was her. I am.
I'll walk up and grab her on the shoulders and be like, I know it was.
Yeah, it was her.
and we also remember that they're in this house.
She like darts her head back and forth, and then runs out the door.
My goodness.
All right.
That
Then
woman
she pops back in real
terrifies me.
quick. What do you mean terrifies you? Anyway, shh. And then she leaves.
Yeah, naturally. All right, we gotta get that woman away from my boy.
Mm.
All right,
That's it.
and
What do you guys think of this fighter?
yeah, I'll let you guys rock for a minute.
Oh, man.
No, I was just gonna end on something funny, which is us just fighting Vaya right now.
It's like, yeah, listen.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Listen, she's gonna be an end game boss at one point. Let's just kill her right now, while she's still easy.
Conceivably, she's the same level as Zazie.
Yeah,
Conceivably, yes.
maybe even less. Or maybe more.
Who knows?
I do.
It's-
All right, so you guys are gonna kill her. And
I'll deal with the Kovan fallout, okay? Just let me.
Zazie would not do that. I'm
She
not
would if
certain.
she had-
I'm
she
not
had
certain
to.
about that actually. Because the same way, yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into it. But does what's got to be done. Does what she believes. in.
Rose is the hesitant one. Moment.
Now, this conversation would already be over if Lucian was here.
Yeah, and Vea would already be dead.
Yeah, or losing,
Before we.
Or both.
Or Lucian, yeah, that's
or
true.
both. Yeah, that's true. There's not always one or two choices. Sometimes there's more.
Or right now. I don't know. I'd have to talk with Vea more before I make that judgment. Moore said they had rock solid alibis as I walked back in, right?
Yeah, I mean, and Vea has a rock solid alibi from last night. So.
Definitely rock solid.
We know. No, she really wouldn't yet, I think.
So
Hee hee.
Well,
may not be them.
how do we turn everyone against Vea without turning Kovanen against me?
Well,
I should probably talk to him.
Or we let Vea do that herself. If she is.
We keep flip flopping between in game and out of game. I thought the game was over.
Oh, I don't know.
all right,
I thought we were doing our.
all right, guys. What a
Does
fun
anyone
session.
know anything?
Say goodnight to everyone on the internet.